It seems to me that there's a kind of hear no progress in Iraq, see no progress in Iraq, and most of all, speak of no progress in Iraq. The fact is there has been progress in Iraq. I wish we could come to a point where we could have an agreement on the facts. I don't distrust those facts, and I wish we could go from an agreement on those facts to figure out how we can move to more success.
Isn't it true that a fair amount of humility is in order in rendering judgments about the way forward in Iraq, that no one can speak with great confidence about what is likely to occur? Is that a fair observation?
It is very fair, Senator, and it's why I have repeatedly noted that we haven't turned any corners. We haven't seen any lights at the end of the tunnel. The champagne bottle's been pushed to the back of the refrigerator, and the progress, while real, is fragile and is reversible.
Both of you, well done. You know, according to some, we should fire you, it sounds like, that everything is just really nothing good has happened in the last year, and this is a hopeless endeavor. Well, I beg to differ. If I could promote you to 5 stars, I would. And if I could, I don't know where to send you. You've been every bad place there is to go, so I'd send you to a good place. Ambassador Crocker.
Hey, let's be honest about this. The Iraqi political leadership has achieved a lot more political reconciliation and progress in September than the American political leadership has.
You stated that no one, and those are your words, no one in the United States and Iraqi governments feels there has been sufficient progress by any means in the area of national reconciliation.
Reconciliation has moved forward.
Very impressive political progress.
Or in the provision of basic public services. Those are exactly the concerns that my colleagues and I raised when you testified before us in September.
By the time our 2 witnesses testified in September, it had become clear that these new efforts were succeeding.
What conditions would have to exist for you to recommend to the President that the current strategy is not working?
I have to say that, again, it's not a mathematical exercise. There's not an equation in which you have coefficients in front of each of these factors. It's not as mechanical as that.
This improved security environment has led to a new opportunity, one in which average Iraqis can in the future approach a more normal political and economic life.
I'm trying to get to an end point. That's what all of us have been trying to get to. And so, see, the problem I have is if the definition of success is so high, then that portends the possibility of us staying for 20 or 30 years. We haven't been able to get as clear of an answer as we would like.
And that's because, Senator, it is a, I mean, don't like to sound like a broken record, but this is hard and this is complicated.
We're no longer staring into the abyss of defeat, and we can now look ahead to the genuine prospect of success.
It was his opinion that success, I think his words were, was within reach.
This success is within reach.
Another quote was that success would come sooner than many imagine.
We can achieve that goal perhaps sooner than many imagine.
Is it not possible to at least offer some rough estimate about when we will be able to, after this brief pause, recommence extricating ourselves by withdrawing more troops from Iraq down to some longer-term level?
Senator, if you believe as I do and the commanders on the ground believe that the way forward on reduction should be conditions-based.
But the conditions are unclear. They certainly lack specificity.
Then it is just as flat not responsible to try to put down a stake in the ground and say this is when it will be or that is when it will be, with respect.
I guess the best answer to that is we'll know when we get there, and we don't know when we're going to get there.
Make reductions when the conditions allow you to do that.
And we don't know when that point will be.
Senator, when the conditions are met is when that point is.
How far along are we?
Well, I think we're in a 6 or a 7 or somewhere along there, Senator Biden.
Thank you very much.
And what we'll do, again, is assess the conditions.
Consolidation and evaluation, examine the situation on the ground, consult with Ambassador Crocker, conduct the assessments. The assessment conditions recommend after which we do the assessments, and as the conditions are met for further reductions, then we make those recommendations.
Are you giving us any ideas to how long that will take? You say over time.
Sir,
could that be a month? Could that be 2 months?
Sir, it could be less than that.
Could it be more than that?
It could be more than that.
All
Again,
right.
it's when the conditions are met.
Could it be 3 months?
Sir, again, at the end of the period of consolidation and evaluation, it could be right then, or it could be longer.
But I'm just asking you a direct question. Could that be as long as 3 months?
It could be, sir.
Could it be as long as 4 months?
Sir, it is when the conditions are met.
Hey, guys, we're on our way out. We have to leave here because of our own financial situation, and we're stressed out to the point where we've got to do this. Now, understand this. I just wonder, do you understand that? That's where we're at? The American people have had it up to here.
Look, I appreciate the sense of frustration that you articulate. I share it. I kind of live it every day. The reality is, it is hard in Iraq, and there are no light switches to throw that are going to go dark to light.
As you both are aware, some argue that to not embrace the assessment that you're giving us is, in fact, to embrace defeat.
Should the United States instead choose to withdraw from Iraq before adequate security is established, we will exchange for this victory a defeat that is terrible and long-lasting.
Or to embrace failure in Iraq.
Congress must not choose to lose in Iraq.
And I simply would disagree with those characterizations, and that was the reason for my question to you.
Senator, we fight for the right of people to have other opinions.